I am honestly just in awe of this foundation. I think it looks so natural, so flawless. I can't remember the last time I was this in love with a foundation from the first application. Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. As you saw from that brief iPhone footage, I am talking about a foundation, a new liquid foundation that was just released about a week or so ago that I have been using for the past 5 days. So this is not a first impressions video. I have tried different methods of application for this foundation and my results have been the same every single time. I have been absolutely blown away by the quality and finish and wear time, just everything about this liquid foundation. Of course, I do have several foundation favorites that I have talked about in videos over the years. Some have been fairly consistent favorites, like the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. I love Estee Lauder Double Wear, MAC Studio Fix Fluid. And those last two that I've mentioned are partly my favorites because they are so good. They work so well on my oily skin. So that's an important thing for you to know if you're new to my channel, if this is the first time you're ever seeing me on YouTube. I think that's important information for you to know, what my skin type is and what I personally look for in a foundation. What makes it a holy grail product to me. So overall, my skin is quite oily, which means that I have large open pores that produce a lot of oil, more so than someone who has normal skin or even combination skin. I don't only get oil coming through in the T-zone, I get it all over my face. And because oils do have a tendency to eat away at pigment and at any foundation, whether it be liquid, powder, cream, I need the foundation to be extremely long wearing. So in addition to having oily skin and large pores, I'm also 49 years old. In the beauty world, I am classified as having mature skin. And this foundation from Haus Labs is working so beautifully for me. Somehow this foundation has the ability to cover every bullet point or criteria that I am looking for in a foundation. It offers coverage, but it's not too much coverage. It doesn't look cakey or masky on my skin. I can take photos or video in natural light, and it looks like it could be my own skin. And it comes in 50 shades, which I think is pretty much the amount of shades that all foundation ranges should have. Now, there is something extremely important you need to know about the shade range, especially if you're going to be choosing a color online, but I'm going to get to that momentarily. To start, I'm going to share with you a little bit of information about the formula. So to begin with, this product is vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. It's a medium coverage, weightless, clean foundation with fermented arnica that reduces redness, helps even skin tone, and protects from environmental stress. And then there's something called Intellizin 7 Complex. It says here that it is a proprietary blend of medicinal herbs that promote healing and calming. It also contains Bioferment 7 Complex, which is also a proprietary blend of super antioxidants that protect the skin from stress. It's made with 20 skincare ingredients. It seamlessly blurs texture and pores for a natural skin-like finish that wears for 12 hours. To be honest with you, it was a little surprising to read that the claim is that it lasts 12 hours because so many others these days claim to last longer than that. For most of us, 12 hours is a perfectly respectable, acceptable amount of time for a foundation to last. So now that you know pretty much everything about the foundation itself, let's go into the demo. This particular footage was taken this morning. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have been using this foundation for several days, but I wanted to record today's application because I have found that applying this product with a damp beauty blender is my preferred method. If I use my Stands Out sponge that I always rave about, I do get a little bit more coverage. So I might use that sponge over my beauty blender on those evenings that I'm going out and I do want a little bit, perhaps more full coverage. Although I am perfectly happy with the amount of coverage a damp beauty blender gives. And I am so happy with the color match. I'm so glad I actually went into Sephora and swatched some of these shades because if I had ordered online, I would have been way off. This is shade 160 Neutral. As you can see, the discoloration has immediately gone away. It has not emphasized my pores. It blends out so easily. It's not extremely thick. It doesn't dry too quickly. There is a brush that is sold in conjunction with this foundation. I did not buy that brush. If you already own a brush like the BK Beauty 101 brush, you honestly do not need to purchase the Haus Labs brush. Now that I think about it, the one method I have not tried is just using my fingers. But of course, fingers are a great makeup application tool, so you might want to give it a try as well and just see what application method works best for you. Just because the Beauty Blender works best for me and my skin type and the amount of coverage that I'm looking for, it might not be the right application method for you. Here's some footage after I've applied the rest of my makeup. I did also purchase the loose powder. I do think it is an excellent loose powder. That said, I did find myself after about the second day reaching for my other powder favorites, like the one from Rare Beauty or the one from Huda Beauty, over this one from Haus Labs. I just feel like both the Rare Beauty and the Huda Beauty give my skin more of an airbrushed finish and help to control the shine a little bit more. Now, the little bit of texture you may be able to see is due to the highlighter I've put on. I went for the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in Peachgasm today. I haven't used it in a long time, and I do find that it is emphasizing my texture a little bit more than I typically like. But I really wanted to get this video up as soon as possible, and my filming time this week is very limited, so I didn't want to remove my makeup and start over. But here is some footage, really without any other makeup. This was the other day. I had just been out on a boat for about 8 hours. It was hot. It was windy. This was the first time I had looked at my face with this foundation on after 8 hours of being in 108 degrees in Lake Havasu. Again, with wind blowing in my face, I had gone in and out of the water, and my face still looked like this. So there is a little bit of redness around the sides of my nose. I did lose a little bit of the coverage there, but that happens to me a lot, especially if I don't touch up with any powder throughout the day. And on this day, I did not. The point I'm trying to make is that the little bit of redness around the side of my nose where the foundation just disappeared a little bit was really not that big of a deal to me. Overall, I was just so impressed with how the rest of my face looked. And I think that was the moment that I decided I needed to do this video. Okay, now I want to talk about this. This is the shade selector tool that I found on Haus Labs' Instagram page. Haus Labs is asking people to refer to this chart to determine what shade to choose. I do not like this chart because I think it is going to be, I know that it is very confusing for a lot of people because they have made the warm shades for cool skin tones. Those of you that have rosy pink undertones are going to want to choose the warm shades of this foundation, whereas those of you with warm golden undertones are going to want to choose the cool foundation shades in this formula. And that is very counterintuitive for most people. Now, to be fair, MAC has been doing something similar for years, and it's the same ideology that Haus Labs is using. They are using more of an artistry perspective or an artistry thought process that if you take a yellow tone foundation and apply it over a pinky toned skin, you are going to neutralize that pink and make the overall skin tone more even. So when you see MAC foundations like NC30, from what I understand, I've never worked for MAC, I've just been told that NC stands for either neutralize cool or just not cool. I have a tendency to believe it means neutralize cool because, as I just mentioned, warm tones neutralize cool tones. So I went into Sephora thinking that I was going to choose either a neutral or cool because I had not seen that chart. I had not read the caption that Haus Labs has under that chart on their Instagram. So I was not aware until it was obvious when I swatched them that the cool shades were not cool at all. They were in fact very, very yellow. And the warm shades, at least on my skin, went completely orange. From what I've read, Lady Gaga herself, she uses shade 220 warm. And I probably should have mentioned this earlier and not assumed everyone already knew this, but Haus Labs is Lady Gaga's beauty brand. And when I look at her, I feel like our skin tones are similar, but apparently not, because 220 when I swatched that was way too dark and way too orange. All right, I think that about covers everything about this incredible foundation. Lady Gaga, Haus Labs, you did a fantastic, fantastic job on this formula, and I truly believe that even those of you with more combination to dry skin are really going to like it as well. Oftentimes I will just put a foundation like this in a testing hot new makeup video, or I will talk about it in a favorites and fails, but I just knew this foundation deserved its own video. By the way, even though I think it was apparent in this video, I purchased this myself. I was not sent this product. It did not come in any PR package. I'm not being paid for this review. I am just so excited about it, so happy with its performance. And when that's the case, one thing I can't stop myself from doing is shouting it from the rooftops. Of course, I will continue to use this. If for some reason I change my mind, which I don't think I will after 5 uses, I will definitely update you, and this foundation will most likely appear in some upcoming favorites video, be it a monthly favorites or an end of year favorites. I have an extremely strong feeling it is going to remain a favorite. Of course, I will have the foundation linked down below in the description box, as well as everything else I'm wearing on my face. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave them for me in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, I really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I do upload new content at least twice per week. You can also find more content from me over on Instagram and on TikTok. The username is the same everywhere. It's all Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.